Hi, I'm Erik Voss, and Black Widow revealed exclusive trailer footage at Comic-Con, with Marvel Studios Hall H panel announcing major details about the movie's story and what this next upcoming film in the MCU released in May 2020 will look like. A story that explores Natasha Romanoff's past, touching on some long-running MCU mysteries, and gives us a peek inside Nat's head before everything in there was splattered on Vermeer. Spoiler warning in case you don't want to know anything about the Black Widow movie, and I predict anything too right and it ruins your life. So just a quick recap on what we know so far. In this Black Widow movie, joining Scarlett Johansson as Natasha Romanoff will be Florence Pugh as Yelena Belova, a rival sister figure to Natasha. In the comics, Yelena is an enemy KGB assassin who hunts down Natasha, hoping to take the title of the Black Widow away from her. It's these two characters who appeared in the trailer footage shown at Comic-Con. Here's what attendees saw. It starts with the Red Room flashback imagery from Age of Ultron, Natasha's dark memories of her youth, her training and brainwashing into a deadly KGB assassin. Then the footage showed scenes of Natasha from the Avengers and from Civil War. There's the key moment she switched sides and helped Cap and Bucky escape, betraying Tony Stark. Over this, she narrates that all these events gave her a family and that she has made mistakes. Then after the Marvel Studios title card, we jump to Budapest. Natasha ascends a spiral staircase, entering a room, gun drawn. She says, "I know you know I'm out here. Want to talk like grown-ups?" Then Yelena Belova appears, and the two are locked in a standoff. Yelena backs into the kitchen, and then fist fight, kitchen gets wrecked. Jason Bourne / Kill Bill. Natasha tries to hold her down and gag her with the towel. Yelena tosses her over, a knife gets pulled out, and then the fight spills over into the living room where the two women try to choke one another with a curtain, but then the fight ends. They catch their breath. Natasha calls Yelena sis, and they have a drink. Then follows an action-packed montage. Motorcycle chases, gun fights, running through the streets, jumping through windows. Black Widow's line for the first Avengers movie plays as audio.
I got red in my ledger. I'd like to wipe it out.
And then we see the villain, Taskmaster, an image of whom was revealed recently in concept art. Taskmaster takes shots from Natasha and blocks them, and then after the movie's title card, the two fight on a bridge at night, mirroring their moves exactly. Now, I'm sure we'll see this footage soon in trailer form, but this imagery tells us a lot about this movie's story. First, Natasha's relationship with Yelena Belova. While in conflict with each other and their comic history as enemies, it appears that the two have some kind of sisterhood, products of the same tortuous upbringing, pretty similar to Gamora and Nebula. Said video showed red-haired and blonde-haired women on a motorcycle together, suggesting that perhaps their Budapest mission will bring them together on the same side. Now, the villain of Taskmaster is an interesting choice. In the comics, Taskmaster's Tony Masters, but note that they've cast Rachel Weisz as a character named Melina. Now, Melina could be a nod to Melina Vostokov, aka the villain Iron Maiden from the comics, who's an anti-Black Widow mercenary who also has her roots in the Red Room. But I'll also throw out there that it is possible that Marvel could be considering combining those two characters so that Melina could also be Taskmaster, with their parallel training explaining why she would be so precise at mirroring her attacks. Showing Natasha reflecting on her decision in Civil War is also interesting because apparently the timeline of this movie is that it will be set after the events of Captain America Civil War, but presumably before Avengers Infinity War, meaning sometime between 2016 and 2018. This is a period when Nat was on the run after switching sides from Team Iron Man, blocking Black Panther so that Cap and Bucky could get away, and then turning away from Stark to live a life on the run with Steve Rogers. In this off-the-grid period, presumably around the time she decides to try out a short blonde cut, some exploit will trigger the memory of a past mission, the mysterious Budapest episode that came up between Nat and Hawkeye in Endgame, and years before that in the first Avengers movie.
It's like Budapest all over again.
You and I remember Budapest very differently.
And it sounds like the Budapest story will take place in an earlier time period, a flashback to the pre-Avengers era, maybe in the mid-2000s when Natasha would still be an adult. And this could mean Hawkeye could make a little cameo in this movie, as well as Nick Fury, who did mention Budapest as one of the places he was stationed during the Cold War, meaning he still might have a safe house or contacts there.
Belfast, Bucharest, Belgrade, Budapest. I like the bees, I can make them rhyme.
Also joining the cast is David Harbour playing Alexei, maybe a nod to Alexei Shostakov, aka Red Guardian, a Russian super soldier counterpart to Captain America. Oti Fagbenli is playing Mason, an ally from Natasha's pre-Shield past who might be into her, and actor Ray Winstone has been cast in an unknown role. To me, it looks like this Black Widow movie will be an espionage thriller, kind of like the Jason Bourne movies, but also like Captain America the Winter Soldier, which also featured the hero confronting their past in the form of a friend turned foe, brainwashed into a killer over in the USSR. And calling it now, I think we're gonna learn learn exactly why Natasha dyed her hair blonde in that period between Civil War and Infinity War. Yes, she was on the run and probably need to adopt new hairstyles and disguises, but perhaps the hair color was also meant to honor an old friend, a blonde that she still, after all these years, belovas. I'm sorry. Now, when it comes to this movie, I will say it's a bit odd that Black Widow's first solo film, the film to launch Phase 4, would be a retrospective eulogy for a dead character with no future in the MCU. Now, perhaps the idea is to introduce Yelena Belova as the new Black Widow. And the purpose of this whole film is to kind of pass the torch onto the next generation. Now, if so, I'm not sure why they would need to pay Scarlett Johansson millions and millions of dollars to be in that kind of movie when they could just, put up some dead Iron Man style Banksies around like they did when they passed that torch onto Peter Parker in Far From Home. But sure. As for whether Natasha Romanoff could be resurrected on Vormir, like some have said that when Cap went back to return the Soul Stone, would there be an exchange? Unfortunately, the Endgame screenwriters seem to shut down that idea.
When Captain America comes back with the Soul Stone to Vormir, does that
get his Natasha deposit back?
Yeah, do we get Natasha? Do we get Black Widow back?
It's not. Listen,
That ain't how it works. No deposit, no return, huh?
I don't know what. Listen. That is not the intent. The intent is it's a one-way street.
Bring her back! I want to know from you guys, should the Black Widow title be passed on to a new name like Yelena Belova? Or should Marvel try to find a way to bring back Natasha Romanoff in the future MCU? Comment down below with your thoughts, follow me on Instagram and Twitter at EA Voss, and subscribe to New Rockstars for more breakdowns of everything you need to know about the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Thank you for joining me, and I honestly think Bring Her Back is the new Things Are Worse Than Ever!
Things are worse than ever. She turned himself in.